How's it going, everyone? You all right? What's happening? How's it going? It is going to be an interesting day, isn't it? So isn't it meant to be a rumoured strike today? Is anyone striking? Oh, they're not bothering. No striking. There is definitely meant to be a rumoured strike, though, isn't it? I'm pretty sure of it. Every strike is like a Uber. I'm striking at home, mate. Working companies is best bet. Yeah. No, I know, I know. More on YouTube and on Facebook. How are we? Martin Usman, you all right, mate? No strike? Nah. I don't know who's creating these strikes, mate. I really don't know who's creating these strikes. Read a comment the other day saying you had 007 Uber agent. Yeah, mate, that was funny, that, man. I was cracking myself up with that one. Morning, Richard, you alright? How are we? I've changed the chat box and I don't like it. Can you even read it? Let me know if you can read the chat box. Love the updates on WhatsApp each day. It's great. Thanks, Grace. Yeah, so what happens is I get up first thing in the morning and I get all the articles done on DM News and then I share on the WhatsApp. Just try and get as much information and news related stuff over to the community. That's the plan with the news and the WhatsApp follow. So if you do follow, much appreciated. Morning, Mohammed. How are we, mate? You okay? Usman, I think today's strike was backed by ADCU, but to be honest, it's all smoke and mirrors, mate. No, what happened was is someone's created this image again, right? Someone's created this image again, and then ADCU's just come out socially and went, "Oh, we'll back it." They haven't like backed it. They've just come out and said, "Oh, we'll back it." Same as the one on Monday. Someone else created the picture on Monday, and then they come out about 3 days later and went, "Oh, I'll back it." Do you know what I mean? It's not the same. If anything's going to happen, a big union like GMB or someone like that has got to create it and support it from day dot. And don't do strike on Thursday, strike on Friday, strike next month sometime, and give everyone chance to work on it. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. Next month strike, JB and bed with Auntie. What? Imagine you making more on socials than driving with the cabs. No, mates, the socials don't actually pay that much. To be honest, mate, and that's not me being a joke. Socials don't pay much at all, mate. Socials just give me the opportunity to reach a market where then I can promote stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like the airport transfers. I've got my news blog trying to promote it, and I do a few sponsorships and the odd little promo video here and there, and that's it. The actual socials don't actually earn much money, mate. Honestly, ask anyone who does TikTok and YouTube and all that. If you're my size, it's not like a full-time job at all, mate. It's just because I've got other things going on as well. Do you get me, mate? Morning, Matty. Do we ever go to work? Zach, this is my job, matey. Well, part of it. Richard, I'm good. Taking a few days off to get the house decorating done. Nice. JB will never back a strike on Uber. Really? Yeah. Why is that, man? JB never backed a strike for Uber. That's what I'm aware of. If you could, would you ever do Uber in Birmingham? If I lived in Birmingham, possibly. Yeah, if I lived in Birmingham, yeah, possibly, mate. Honest answer, did you have any issues with your Tesla? So the Tesla Model S is an old Tesla, mate. Comparing it to the Model 3 and the Model Y, they're a lot better, they're a lot newer, a lot more reliable. My Tesla Model S was fantastic, mate. But I had a couple of problems with it. The rear electric motor went on it, but it was covered under warranty. The 12-volt battery went in it, just a small battery that just got repaired and replaced, a couple hundred quid. The air suspension compressor failed, which is a common fault with them, and the heating element failed in it. In 2.5 years, 80, 90,000 miles, that was it. A couple of grand. But the way you look at it with the Teslas, there's no servicing costs, there's hardly any maintenance, so they are really good. Realistically, mate, if I was you and you're looking at a Tesla, I'd get a Model 3 all day. If you need a bit of extra money, go for the Model Y. Tesla Ioniq 5 Premium is a good car, likewise the Tesla Model Y. Shangu, I've literally just done a review on that with Car and Cab yesterday, and they're scheduled to go live on YouTube this week. So get over to YouTube and give us a little subscribe, because that's coming soon. I've got the BYD Seal Estate going live at 6 p.m. tonight, or 5 p.m. tonight. That was a great car, but the Ioniq 5 Premium, mate, I don't think anyone's beating that at that price. So I think Sean's popping them out around low 30s, 32, 33 grand. And it's massive, mate. Massive. You know what? I need to subscribe. Lad, we've got a thingy coming tonight. The review's coming tonight for the BYD. And then we've got another review coming on Saturday. Mate, the Ionic 5 is just a beautiful car. It's so hard not to like it. It's massive. It fits 4 passengers. We got a lot of cases in it. Spoiler alert, 6 cases. It's massive, mate. It's a crazy car. Crazy, crazy. Executive Airport, how are we, mate? Is there another strike? Oh, I don't know, lad. I just put the thumbnail up because that's what's happening today. Just logged on, driving back from the school contract to see what's happening, and got offered 14 quid for a 55-minute job. Logged off, came home. That's about right, mate, isn't it? My opinion, today's strike again, still drivers working on Uber. I've checked airport queue, there's still lots of drivers on. Mate, it's just these strikes are just people. These strikes are just people creating social media posts and then sharing them about. That's what these strikes are, mate. Abdul, hi, Matt. Hello, mate. Matt, in short version, it cost a fortune to ballot members using what was the electrical reform services. Depending on the constitution of the branch, will probably need 75% ballot return and 50% in favour. Plus, they will have to make the hardship fund available to members, which they won't. Also, the 90-day notice and organisation behind the strike is a mayor. So is that why they won't strike, man? That's a very informational comment, mate. Thank you. Usman, I'll definitely watch the EV reviews, Matty. Thanks for the heads up. No worries, mate. The BYD Seal 6 Estate is coming tonight, and that was surprisingly a nice car. I know a lot of people love the BYD Seals, which is a saloon. So the fact that they brought an estate out is a really nice car, mate. And then I've got the Ionic 5 coming Saturday. It's live now for YouTube members. So if you're not a YouTube member, you can't view it until when they launch to the public. But if you are a YouTube member, you can watch them now. They're live. Yeah, KTD strikes won't do nothing. No, 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 no. They won't. They won't. What about the Volkswagen ID.7? I don't know much about the ID.7, mate. It looks like a really nice car on paper, but I've never had any personal experience with it, mate. Myself personally, especially if you're going in the cabs, you either go Skoda or you go Audi. Skoda for the budget Volkswagen Group, Audi for the premium Volkswagen Group. I don't see the point in the Volkswagen. In my personal opinion, if you care about the badge, you'd go with Audi, wouldn't you? If you don't care about the badge and you want cost effective and comforts and whatever, whatever, you go for the Skoda. The Volkswagen is like in the middle. It's like I don't know. I guess you'd get a Volkswagen if you like Volkswagens. It's the only real reason. But if I had the choice between Skoda, a Volkswagen, and an Audi, it'll be a Skoda or an Audi. Volkswagen's just lost in transition, in my opinion. Skoda is top. BMW 5 Series nice. You can get 600 miles on a full tank. Yeah, Skoda, Beamer. I love them all, mate. Got a 7 Series at the moment, but I'm just doing a school run at the moment. Take my daughter to school. It's been overkill, like, but it is nice. Martin on YouTube, an official strike will never ever happen. ADCC don't have the funds to call one officially, and they will deal with the consequences of supporting the members taking part. So, Martin, did they just jump on the back of one? Is that what they're doing? They'll just put a little article out to go, oh, we're supporting that, just from like a publicity point more than doing anything about it. Do you know what I mean? People are keeping coming at me, and I spoke to Denny and Driver Lee the other day, and same thing's happening with them. People are coming at us, content creators, are saying we should organise the strike. Do you know what I mean? But I just don't even think we've got the reach either. And my opinion, some of my viewers who watch me want to strike because they hate Uber. And some people who watch me don't mind the strike and like Uber. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to be Switzerland with it. Because I've got to please all audiences, don't I? Really? And again, though, if I organise a strike, the strikers will be happy. And the ones who aren't striking will be happy because they're sage, don't it? Everybody wins in that sense as well, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard one. By the way, guys, can you read the text on the big screen? I know the font's a bit rubbish. I'll have to tweak on that. The font shouldn't be thing. I'm trying to switch the um, fonts and that. But the reason I've done it is because I've got a new alert box and it come with that chat. Do us a favour, will someone follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube or Twitch or Kick or whatever you're watching me on if you haven't already? And you should pop up above my head or over my head. It depends. So that's what it is. The new chat box come with the new alerts, but I'm still learning, guys. It's a learning curve, this live streaming. I don't have a big team, it's just little old me. It's after follows on TikTok. I don't know about you guys yet. What about the 3p per mile coming in 2028? Abdul, I've talked about this quite a lot, matey, and the 3p a mile is irrelevant. If I'm getting at the moment 2p a mile on my home charge, 3p a mile tax means it's 5p a mile. It's still half the price of a hybrid, and it's still probably a quarter of the price of a diesel. So even though they've added the 3p per mile tax, that has not confirmed, by the way, it can be overturned and reverted. But if the 3p a mile comes in, does it make a noise for you guys or not? Let me know. But yeah, so we're all paying per mile tax right now in petrol and diesel through the petrol pump, and a hell of a lot more per mile as well. Do you know what I mean? So the electric was bound to get some type of payment on the per mile because they need to replenish the VAT, the tax, or whatever. So if yous obviously going from diesel to electric, you're still going to save a hell of a lot. Was it loud? Oh, lads, don't say that. How do I turn it down? Was it dead loud? Matty getting famous wouldn't go that far, mate. Lads, I don't even know how to turn it down. Was it proper loud though? I'll have to have a look at this one sec. Oh yeah, alert box. No, alert box is only on 15. Oh, source settings, global settings. Lads, I'll be honest with you, I haven't got a clue. The noise is horrific. Oh, guys, don't say that. I hopefully have turned it down. Someone else, please follow and let me know. I don't know if to turn it down. Guys, I'm a newbie at all this. I don't know why it's so loud. Listen, if it is still loud, what I'll do, I'll turn it off for subscribers and follows, and I'll just leave it on for like super chats and stuff like that. I got a £40 trip from St. Helens to Ellesmere Port. Is that reasonable on Uber? It's whatever you're happy with, Kev. But don't forget, mate, if you go through a toll, like on a tunnel or a bridge, that toll gets added back. So you were getting 42 quid trip. you would have been getting 46 quid. Your normal sound is low, so when someone subscribes, people have their volumes up. It could be that. I don't know, mate. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Hope all Uber drivers aren't working today, otherwise you'll be fed to the devil. Liam? Is that our Liam? Runcorn Liam? If it is, lad, stop chatting bubbles, lad. You're on locals. God's sake, man. Yeah, so apologise on the noise, guys, if it was loud. I am learning. But I want. What happened was last live stream, someone sent me one of those super chats on YouTube, and I missed it because the alert box never alerted me, and I felt allies that I never said thank you on the live stream. And he sent me the live chat, and I was like, oh, and I missed it, and I felt like a proper allies when I finished the stream, and I noticed it. So if you're watching now and you sent me that last stream, thank you very much. Driver Matty, I've got a Birmingham private eye badge. Can I work in Liverpool on Uber? Why would you not use it? But you can. But why? Unless you drop it off here. The solution to all this is Uber is very simple. Go on, rollouts. Driver needs to get off the platform. I've said this from day dot. If you're not happy with the platform, just leave it, mate. Shut up, Adam. I'm not even going to give the benefit of the doubt of reading your comments out. I just want to. I'm just trying. Yeah, but where do you live? Do you live in Birmingham? So you want to drive to Liverpool empty to work, Liverpool? Still have a day off, lad. Stop it. Stop it. You can't be serious. I'm working today, haven't had a job in 1 hour, so I don't think the strike is making any difference to earnings. Adam, it won't, mate. Someone stuck a picture out online. Someone stuck a picture out online, mate, and thought it was and just tried to start a strike. It's not going to work when people are just throwing pictures out and whatever. Because originally the strike was on Monday, and it was 7 a.m. till midday, and then another picture started circulating 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Then another picture started circulating, and it was 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. So like these strikes were just getting people just sat there creating pictures. It's probably Hackney drivers. Do you know what I mean? All the local private hire company sat here going, let's get these mugs to strike again. So they all use our company or they all use our rank. 100% mate, and Uber drivers are seeing a picture online and going, I'm striking. Let's go, power to the people. Aren't they? But sometimes, mate, it's an awkward one, isn't it? Matty, honestly, the Stoke content, just Uber fee is ridiculous. HF, on Facebook, it is, mate. But it's all UK wide, mate. It is. Which area is best to work for Uber? Wherever you live, mate, just stay where you are. Go online on your driveway or in your house. Get your first job, get in your car, and just drive, mate. Don't waste your miles. Don't waste your time adding miles onto your car, using fuel to drive to a different area. Just work where you live. Phil, I've heard John O'Groats is busy this time of year. Anyone fancies to drive up? Yeah, the Birmingham lad is looking for somewhere to be busy. Birmingham lad, John O'Groats, Phil's just told me it's chocolate up there. This is where he's sat having it right now. Strike will never work. Drivers need to quit, a lot of them. Yeah, mate. Got a job for you while you're doing bugger all. Manchester Airport, 32 quid. I'd rather be doing bugger all. Where's that? Where's John O'Groats? One of the most famous places up north, matey. Honestly, you could nip up there in an afternoon. Where is Blackpool busy with you? But I don't know, lad. Why you asking me where places are busy, lad? Just where's where you live? Stop driving to different areas. Bro, is Warrington busy for Uber on weekdays? Guys, just stay where you live. Just go online where you live and just work where you live. Do you know what I mean? Stop driving miles to different areas. You're flipping mad. The expenses are high enough doing this job, and you're driving 20, 30 miles to go far. DB, TikTok's not streaming through the software, mate. They won't allow it. unless I'm gaming. So TikTok's on my phone. That's why I'm reading the comments out. So the chat on the screen is Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and then TikTok is on my phone. It's just the way they've got it set up. TikTok's dead funny. They just won't allow you to use a third-party software unless you're streaming games. And then I used TikTok Live on the laptop last time, and it didn't push it out at all. It's better on the phone. People are so stupid. How are you mentally to know UK wide? But I just don't get it, sure. I just don't like you wake up in the morning and go, right, I'm in Liverpool. I wake up this morning and I'm going to work in Newcastle. Let's go. And like, what, you drive 3 hours to go to work Newcastle all day, sleep in your car? I just don't get it. Wherever you live, guys, just go online and just work. If you're not happy or it's not working for you, just leave the job. Go and get another job. People have been messaging me jobs like £2.50 jobs and that, saying that Uber Eats pays more. It's ridiculous. Uber Eats pays more. You're delivering food on the back of a scooter or a pedal bike, and it pays more. Matty, when are you going to do a 12-hour Uber shift to show how relevant earnings look? Do you know what, Liam? I'll get right on that. When do you want it, Liam? Do you want it tomorrow? Sunday? Let me know when you want and where, and I'll do that for you, Liam. Weapon. Well, don't kick it out my WhatsApp group. Stop it. Trying to be a professional live streamer here, and you're asking me stupid stuff because you know that I haven't done any private hire for about a month and a half. Roll out on YouTube. I have a question. What will it take to make drivers move to another platform? Well, for one, mate, it needs to have another platform. Uh, Liverpool's only got Uber and then your local companies. So if you don't like local companies, your only option is Uber in Liverpool. He won't. I'll ban him from his Discord. But can you ban me from your own Discord? But it's a bit extreme as well, actually. Stuart, I walk out my door, get in the van and wait for a job. I don't move an inch until I get one. Stu, when it's quiet, I used to do that off the couch. I'd sit there on my couch and just cherry pick the first job. It might take an hour. It might take a two hours. Do you know what I mean? I'll just wait for a juicy job to start my day and then I'll go out and work. That's what I used to do in the morning rush. Like you said, like why physically drive? Even if it's 10 miles, it's 10 miles of juice in it. 10 miles of extra mileage on your car. Mental. The game's gone, Callum. Yeah, mate. January, though, it always feels like the game's gone. 5 years ago, January, thought that the game was gone. Do you know what I mean? It is an hard one. But I think everyone's a lot more negatively minded in January. Imagine if you watch the Uber program, super pumped, good insights into how ruthless Uber is. No, but I've been told about it, Phil. I'll get onto that. Usually when will work start picking up? March. Yeah, what March? February, you've got Valentine's, but if you strike, it'll be worse. March, you got Mother's Day. And then, yeah, I'd say March, April, it starts picking up. Then it goes quiet in the summer holidays because all the students are away. And then, and then it goes all right again till Christmas. You got a good 4 months solid, a decent Ubering. Be sounding to get a few more jobs off you, lad. Lad, it's quiet. It's quiet, mate. I've literally got the odd little job this week, and it's back down in London, stuff like that. You know, like London to Heathrow, stuff like that. So it has been quite quiet. User, can I work for you? No. Just by your comments, mate, no. You're not for me, mate. And also, I can only work with operators, and I've also got enough for now. There's not enough work. At the moment, it's quite quiet. Quiet time of year, innit? Love the Hamilton pick. But the white guy, I don't think that's Hamilton. The one. It might be. I'll be honest, mate. I don't know much about F1. I bought these because They're sick. They look sick. I don't know if it's Hamilton. I think it's a bit old. I think it's an older one for Hamilton. Who's that? No, that's Senna. Who's that one? Might not be. I only know Hamilton. James, I thought you were acting like you're a proper F1 fan there, lad. You only know Hamilton? I don't know any of them. Now, I know the guy. I know the guy, our Ford vs Ferrari. That was a good one. And what's the one with Thor? And he's an F1 guy and he's fighting some other fella. Brilliant show. Can't remember what that was called. Bolt's getting in Liverpool, taking the VOI scooter contract. So DocuClips, are they taking the red scooter contract? So Bolt, you can actually apply for Bolt with a Liverpool, Sefton, Knowsley private hire badge, but then they deny it and say we're not launching there yet. But they allow you to apply. I've had a few drivers apply and then come back with a deny and say we're not launching there yet. So I don't know why they're allowing us to sign up. Show us, Matty, I'll tell you if it's Hamilton. Lad, it's a pain in the ass with this one sec. Can you see it? Yeah. Adam, I think Sefton lets you work, but only in Manchester. So if you apply with Sefton, they'll let you work, but only in Manchester. I used to be on both, didn't I? When I was Sefton a few years ago. Drove to Manchester, turned it online, and went back home. Manchester Airport parking is going soon. Gully. What do you mean, mate? I love a bit of info. Did you see my article this morning? Um, see my article this morning about the dirty bogs at Manchester Airport? You see? Wait there, let me show you. Let me show you this, guys. Like, can you see? Sorry, TikTok, you can't see, but so this was reported on Manchester Evening News, and it's all about how the toilets are now closed at Manchester Airport private eye waiting area. And I think the prayer room shut as well. But to be honest, mate, those private eye bugs have stank. Like how bad do they stink? They are so bad. Sorry, Gully, I missed this, mate. You just need to come over to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or Facebook because I missed the comments on TikTok. One sec. Manchester Airport parking is going soon. Basically, they're removing the car park for private hires. Gully, I've heard this as well. The waiting area parking is going. Is that why they closed the bog this week? So no car park. Not sure how the queue system will work. They've literally got work doing now, so within a week or two it'll be gone. Thanks, John. Yeah, so they're literally doing the work as we speak. So they're getting rid of the private eye waiting area at Manchester Airport. Matty, I do more Visu than Uber. Visu pay more. Yeah, mate, Visu's pretty solid, that I've heard. Stuart, I utilise the system, start at mine and witness, get a job to Heighton and Heighton to Hunts Cross, then into Liverpool. I don't have any dead miles till the end of my shift. Then there could be 10 miles max area as an example. Yes, Stu. So what I used to do is, I used to do the same. Start from my house. Yeah. I'd start from my house. I would work wherever it takes me. And then an hour before I want to finish, I then accept jobs kind of heading my way to completely minimise the dead hours, the dead miles. So like me starting, I don't have no dead miles from the start. I accept jobs maybe less than a mile away, and then when I'm on my way home, an hour before I want to finish, I start accepting jobs on my way home. So then, like sometimes I'll finish like I'm 5 mile away from the house. That's probably um that's probably obviously the best way to work Uber. People who drive to a different city to start the shift is I think is mental. Mental. The protecting drivers' health and all. I don't how sick and smelly were those bogs, mate. I haven't been in them this year. But like every time I went in, mate, I'd rather piss in my hand and then scoop it out the window than go in those toilets. I'm not even messing, mate. I'm not even exaggerating either. I would literally piss, piss, scoop out my car window, then go in those bogs at Manchester Airport. They were stinky, mate. I don't think that's Hamilton. Don't remember him ever driving a Honda engine. Yeah, I don't think it is, mate. Those pictures are old legends, so whoever was like old, do you know what I mean? Thanks for your answer, but what if a new platform is about to launch? What will you advise they do differently? If a new platform launched now, they'd fail. Someone tried in Liverpool last year and lasted 6 months. Yeah, they were rough. Yeah, mate. Oh, maybe about Ola. Ola a few years ago. Ola, like, was actually, the rates were good. The commission was low, and they were really good. They just never stayed, did they? Ola was the legendary in Liverpool. Vanished, though. I think if a new platform launches now, yes. See, people are going to it, oh, start your own company, Matty, start your own app. Let's fight against Uber. I'm pretty sure my 1,500 quid in my bank is not going to go up against a £45 billion American starting company. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same. The only way you're going to beat Uber or compete with Uber is go like Google, Amazon, one of the big massive giants starting their own app and something like that. Like myself personally, I've talked about this with driverless cars and Waymos. I don't think Waymos are going to be the future. I really don't. I reckon the cybercabs will. The way he's got it, AI driven, human interaction at minimum. The cars cost like flipping less than 25 grand to build. You can pump them out every 50 seconds. I think myself personally, the cybercabs with Tesla's own app is going to be the biggest competition to Uber. Yeah, the enterprise is coming soon. Scott, I'm based in Rotherham, use Visa and Bolton, Yorkshire. Uber works from Chesterfield, Wolverhampton plate. Yeah, so Uber's region is West Midlands and the Northwest on Uber. Morning, mate, out working, so I'll leave it on the tablet until I pick up next customer. Hello, Fancy, how are you, lad? Thank you for tuning in again. Like I said, mate, we're going to try and keep this regular. And if it keeps popping off like it has been, we're going to start. I might introduce a Wednesday stream as well. 10 a.m. till midday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's my plan. But it depends if it grows. It depends if you follow the Twitch, the Kick, and all them, the bigger streamers. It was actually, Matty, is it Lewis Hamilton? That pick is when he was in the McLaren 2015 season with the Honda engine. Asked to Google to verify. It might be, lad. It might be. It actually might be. Yeah, it might be, mate. Martin, driverless taxis in the future. I think driverless taxis in the future to a certain degree. Driverless taxis can't load a wheelchair into the car. So I think the WAVs in the future. Driverless taxis can't really do meet and greet or like chauffeur experience or big minibus work. Most driverless taxis are going to be under four passengers. So I reckon driverless taxis are going to replace your Uber and your general local taxis. But I think there's still a niche out there for human drivers that you need that human interaction. But also the price of Waymos and stuff. I don't think Waymos is going to be the big one. I do think it's cybercabs if it comes here. What was the Liverpool platform called? Which one? Rollout. Colin, why are so many people dissing Uber? Just make it work for them. It's not hard. I make my money in 6 hours max. Colin, that's what I say all the time, mate. Make Uber work for you. Uber used to work for me because I used to do it in between airport runs. Do you know what I mean? I used to do it, work the maximum time, like your morning rush hours and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I used to work Uber for me. I'd never work Uber during these hours now. In the dead hours, I'd never do it because you're just wasting your time. Johnny Cabs from Total Recall. What a flipping legend, Andy. Andy, don't you work, by the way? You're in the stream every time. Are you logged in on the office, are you? Tax makes digital incoming soon. McLaren had Mercedes engines. Benson was talking to me mate yesterday on Uber, and he got offered the job exclusively. And 1 second later, it came on my screen on Trip Radar after he accepted it. So it's what we've always known to be total bullshit. No, mate, it's always done that, mate. What I've realised and what I've known, I've been told. Just say there's 10 drivers here. They'll push the job to one driver, and then 9 drivers will get the Trip Radar, right? If the main driver accepts that job, then all the 9 Trip Radars don't get the job. But what it means is it's less, instead of going to one driver, to the second driver, to the second driver, to the second driver, they'll push the same job to multiple drivers. The favourite or the best one suited will get the exclusive of it, and the Trip Radar will be everyone else bidding for it. So that's why you could be the fastest person on Trip Radar, and you'll never get it if the original guy got it. That's how it works, mate. And it stops the downtime of passengers waiting as it bounces every 10 seconds to a single driver. So it's quite a clever way of doing it, to be honest. Ola, that's it, lad. Ola, the Indian app-based company, winner. I was bolt work in Liverpool. I haven't stopped, mate. I haven't stopped, lads. Been out this morning, 5 a.m. Haven't stopped. I'm joking, mate. They're not on board, mate. They're allowing you to onboard and then they turn you down. To have the likes and follows, guys, much appreciated. It does help the stream keep going. So if you keep hitting that like button, keep hitting the follow button, subscribe button, it does help, guys, massively. Thank you. Yeah, I need entertaining during these long days, mate. I mean, aren't you busy? I thought January's your busiest. Don't know, we're gonna have to come and sort our thing out, aren't we? Beginning of Feb. Mr. LTD. Man, don't care what they can or can't do. They will come anyway. Still plenty of ways to make cash out of them. Loads of changes will happen first. Way more will struggle to get enough ops licenses. Do they need ops licenses though? That's the big question, Martin. Do Waymos need ops licenses in the UK? How are they picking up customers now in London during the tests? Unless the tests aren't actually allowing people to book in. But yeah, that's a good point. Will driverless taxis need operator licenses? Very good question. Uber pays 22 to York to Leeds, Visa for the same run pays 39. That's good. Is that's after before commission though? They have a TFL ops. Oh, did the Waymo have a TFL ops already? Which is why Uber will do it first in the UK. Yeah. If the Lucid deal comes up, have you seen the Uber Lucid deal, Martin? Where they partner with Lucid. Because everyone already uses the Uber app, the driverless taxis through the Uber app will definitely be one of the most powerful ones. That's why don't you do a head-to-head Uber battle with Denny? Because he'd probably smoke me in his little Dacia, lad. I was speaking to him yesterday. He invited me to little live stream on his TikTok with driver Lee. I was gabbering there. I could do a head-to-head with him. But I'd have to fair hurry up though, because I think I'm getting off the cabs, mate. They do, which is where Uber will do it first in the UK, yeah. Working morning, noon and night, mate. Mrs. hasn't saw me in 3 weeks, which is sometimes a good thing. Sick of clients leaving at very last minute. Listen to the accountant. Stop leaving at last minute. I'm all done, alright. Andy, am I all done and submitted? Pretty sure I'm done anyway. I need to have a little look at the accountant and see how much a taxi owe. I can't wait till Waymo drive into the River Thames. Mate, have you seen on DM News? I cover it all the time. Waymos have, what have they done recently? They drove onto an active crime scene where there's guns. They drove down a tram line in San Francisco while being chased by a tram. Um, One of the Amazon driverless taxis in Las Vegas stopped at a major junction and caused mayhem. What about the Waymo that got pulled over by the police? Did you see that one? The Waymo done an illegal turn on a stop sign, and the police pulled the driverless taxi. Honestly, license and registration, please. And it's like the robot like that. Do you know what I mean? Mad. I don't even like who gets the fine, who gets the 3 points on the license if a driverless taxi runs a red light. Is any driverless taxis already? So the cybercabs are running in Texas. The Waymos are running in San Francisco. You've got the Amazon driverless taxis in Las Vegas. You've got the Waymos coming to London. You got Uber and Lucid coming soon as well, aren't they? Loads of different companies trying to get into the driverless taxi game. Loads. And Nvidia doing one with Mercedes as well. Mercedes and Nvidia is doing a driverless taxi one as well, I think. If a driverless taxi is speeding, who gets a fine? That's what I mean. I don't know. Who gets the 3 points? You know, if one car gets 12 points, does that then driverless taxi become banned? Does you have to be parked up for 2 years? Uber X and Uber XL starting driving in 2026 around London. If I was you, mate, I'd go Uber XL, but not a big minibus. Go for a car with seats in the boot. That's what I'd probably recommend, mate. But in London, I don't know. They're gathering data already over the UK, ready for them. Yeah, Tesla's been doing that for years, mate, with their driverless cars. Tesla's camera systems, they're the ones that have been preparing for the cybercab and the AI software. How long will it take well, for the UK? We're still not allowed driverless cars yet, as the driver. Never mind, without a driver. I know, mate. I know, mate. I've got a Model 3, and we're not allowed to have driverless on, even though I'm allowed in the car. We've been in the car. I was in America, and they have driverless Teslas. The Uber drivers on the Teslas, literally full autopilot. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But the driver's still got to be in the car for the Uber, isn't it? But yeah, I just think, like they're saying with the ops license, they're saying with the laws, the driving laws, the fines, who gets the 3 points. There's so much legislation and laws to be rewritten or readapted for driverless cars. It's going to be years and years and years before it's mainstream. They cost so expensive to buy as well. Do you know what I mean? If they get off of it, if your car's in self-drive and you speed, you'd get off of it. No, no, no. If I'm responsible for my car, so if I'm using a driverless Tesla, you're responsible for all the fines and that because you're the driver. Will the driverless cars go on strike for low pay and long hours? Oh God! Imagine that though. Imagine that though. You see a load of Waymos in London with pickets sellotaped to the bonnets, driving around dead slow. Yeah, striking for good pay. God, that'd be funny though, wouldn't it? Yeah, I have a Model Y, but I can't use the feature of that, and that's why I'm thinking with the taxis in UK, it'll take a good while. Yeah, because the full drive for the Teslas will need to come first, won't they? They'll test that, and then one that passes, then they'll look for driverless taxis. I can't see them allowing full Waymo driverless taxis, and yet we can't use autopilot in our cars. They'll refuse to charge unless they get good lucky. UK so hard on all 100%. It's more the EU than UK. Oh yeah, because we still follow by the European rules. In London, nobody's striking. No one's striking at all, mate. Anyway, am I doing the strike? Sure, I'm, mate. I'm striking right now. When do we want to? Like, imagine any malfunctions, etc. No driver, RTA, injuries, death, instantly banned also. That's what I mean. A Waymo in San Francisco got pulled by the police because they'd done a illegal U-turn. So then the police were talking to Waymo staff in the car. And the Waymo staff were like, oh, sorry, mate. Let me make some adjustments so it doesn't happen again. Do you know what I mean? If I went through that red light, mate, or whatever, I'd be getting big fines and flipping points on my license. Do you know what I mean? So what I've started doing the live streams titled of like a main discussion. So like today the strike. Next Monday I'll probably do a live stream about the driverless cars, driverless taxis, um, and then like maybe cross-border hiring and stuff like that. Just give the subject of the stream or give the stream a subject. Do you know what I mean? So people jump in, search and find it, stuff like that. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't think the driverless cars are just suited for the UK roads. Day off, man, flipping work, lad. I love how people call it, say it's a day off. But yeah, technically, man, I'm not driving today. Drop my daughter off school, that's about it. But I got up this morning, I done, I think, 4 or 5 news articles, DM news. I had to sort out a few bookings and inquiries, emails, etc., etc. Drop my daughter off for school. Then I've got a 2 hour live stream today till about 12, half 12. Go and have some dinner, do a bit more work on the lappy, go and pick my daughter from school. Then I'll probably go boxing, come home, have me tea, and I'll probably put my feet up and chill. But be on, obviously on call for the airport company, unfortunately, because that's what you got to do. Busy, oh man, busy every day. Last night, mate, yesterday I started at 7 a.m. yesterday, and I finished by 10 p.m. last night, honestly. Shocker last night, though. I had to film some card reviews and get them live on YouTube. It's after follow, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Is Uber worthwhile part-time? That's a big question. There's a lot of expenses involved. It's part-time. Do you know what I mean? You got your big private hire plates, your big insurances. Myself personally, I'd probably go down the route of packages or parcels or food delivery for part-time. So if I work Monday to Friday, I'll go and deliver some pizza on a Friday night or work Uber Eats and Deliveroo, stuff like that. And I don't know how to get rid of them, lad. I've got kick open to kill them. I can't do nothing through this, lad. No worries, mate, no worries. I try my best. Gives a little like, gives a follow, you know the score. Prices are so poor after 9 a.m. I'm now priced out of working Uber during the day. Phil, the that's the thing with Uber. It's all dynamic pricing, and because there's no demand between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., that's where the and that's why obviously the rates are so low. Do you know what I mean? The dead hours are for a reason. I never used to work the dead hours, even when I was full time Uber a while ago. I'd work the morning rush, the afternoon rush, and then the weekend. I'd never worked the dead hours. Pointless, mate. People sit there for hours and wait for like a £4 job. Do you know what I mean? Or at least go home, play the games, or watch a bit of telly with the app on in the background. Do you know what I mean? Don't be just sat in your car waiting for a job. The dead hours are awful, man. They're so bad. Morning, Matthew. I see you're busy as usual. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Sarcastic as always. Luke, too many greedy people. Strikes will never work. That is correct, mate. We are self employed. We are free individuals. Hi pal, how's things? So have you heard any more on the plans to reduce the councils from 20 odd 200 odd to 70? No, nothing's been released, mate. It's just purely what they said originally. They're looking at putting the power into the Transport Authority more than the councils, which is obviously there's only 70 of them compared to 200, and they think that might be better. So possible Merseyside plate incoming, Greater Manchester plate incoming, maybe a West Midlands in plate coming. Who knows? I'm going with Vizu. Heard you used to work there too, Page Moss. No, I've never worked Vizu, mate. I've worked in the heighten like on Alpha and one call A1 taxis. I never worked Vizu, mate, and I avoided I avoided Britannia because I grew up with them. Didn't like them. I've also done anything my way. I'm not too sure, mate. Martin, you blocked me comment. Doesn't appear top left. I haven't done anything, lad. Did you? Was you naughty? Was you naughty? YouTube might have auto blocked it, lad. You can't swear, man. You can't swear, man. I don't block any comments, mate. Fair game with me. Say what you want. Know a guy called Sean. He said so when he was signing me up. Wait, did the guy that was signing you up with Vizu, Sean, said that he knows me? That he used to work for Vizu? Did I? I can't remember. No, I don't think I did. Or I might sign up to Britannia to do a content video, maybe. I can't remember that. Realistically, though, the main local firms that I've worked for it was Alpha and One Call. Have I done any Delta? Yeah, I've done Delta for 6 weeks. Or whatever it was before Visu, I might have misunderstood. You worked Britannia. Did I? I worked Britannia. Oh no, did I sign up to Britannia? And then I never worked for them, did I? Never done a job for them. Can't remember. What do you think of Delta? Delta's good, mate, as long as you wear a stab vest. Delta's got some of the roughest passengers, mate. Yeah. I worked Delta for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, mate, and it was flipping like, it was mental, mate. Honest to God, it was like the Wild West. I was picking people up, it was just bagheads and flipping smackheads and, do you know what I mean? Oh, it was just mental. It was crazy. No, Alpha's not as bad. Yeah, Phil's just put I was robbed at knife point on Delta, but I think they blocked his comment. Yeah, mate, what you call it? Alpha weren't as bad because what Alpha has a traffic light system, and Alpha um like blocks bad passengers and stuff. When Deltas never have done, or they never used to. So all the bad passengers used to go to Delta. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it used to. It might not be like that now. He's just put. I have a good friend who works at Delta. Says he's good things about them. It might be changed, mate. I'm talking years ago. I'm talking years ago, mate. Sean said the same to me. So is everyone who signed up to Visa is he saying like what's he saying? What is he saying about me? Hey, tell Visa, I'll do a little sponsorship of Visa. Tell him to put his hand in his pocket. I'll do some promo for Visa, mate. I'm always up for a little payday, lad. You know what I mean? Sean, if you're watching, lad, Visa need a little sponsorship from to have a Matty. Give us a shout. January, innit? Skins. It's mad because when you needed a Joe back in the day, it was a Delta. 100%, mate. I used Deltas back in the day. And Britannias. That was on Delta for 18 years, was really good for the majority of it. Yeah, it is, mate. I was just messing about. Because Delta has got the roughest passengers, though. Or what I've found and what I've been told. Delta has been, Delta's been like the fundamental. When I was growing up, it wouldn't be phone a taxi or Ben a taxi, be phone Delta. Yeah, I get a Delta, lad. Do you know what I mean? It was like that. Delta was like the old, like the original Uber in Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Now you go, oh, book an Uber. You used to say book a Delta, didn't you? It's a shame, really, because when the COVID come and Uber come, all the other companies were trying their best to fight Uber and do what they want. It didn't feel like Delta was trying to fight with them and change the app and change the way things work. They just stuck to the guns, which probably didn't work well for them. XL taxis 12 years ago was the best times. 100 quid settled, cash trips, hide your cash. None of this 10p extra for admin fee jokes now. Yeah, David. It was XL. XL taxis, was that the one down? Speak? Was it a different XL? I mentioned you, Matty, has info on the channel. Sean said that he knows you. Yeah, to be honest, mate, it's flipping most Liverpool what know me in all the local companies, and I've been told the Uber Hub as well. Uber Hub in Liverpool, the staff know me in there as well. So have to like some follows, guys. Appreciate it. David, Delta is the reason cross-border hiring got out of control. Indirectly, David, yeah. Oh, Dingle was it, yeah? So indirectly, Wolverhampton started pumping out the badges. And then back in the day, they were struggling to get new drivers on board. So drivers were leaving, say, as an example, Delta. Drivers were leaving Delta for like Uber and stuff like that. So Delta was struggling for drivers. And then new drivers coming in, they weren't being fast enough to replace all the ones going to Uber. So like Delta and all that were like, I need Sefton, dead slow. Liverpool, obviously, it's hard, so not many people's going for it. And Knowsley. So as drivers were going to Delta and going, oh, I want to be a driver, I want to be a private eye driver. They'll go, oh, well, we need you to be a driver as well, to drive our settle car, to drive for our company. And then they'd be like, Sefton 6 months, Knowsley 6 months. And then Wolverhampton popped up. And it was like 12 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then like, oh my God. So then what they done is they got an operator's license down in Wolverhampton. You know what I mean? Pretty sure they got a Delta sign on a flipping wheelie bin or something. And an op license. I'm only joking. And then what you call it? You sent all the drivers down there to get the badges. Do you know what I mean? And that's where the problem with cross-border hiring broke the game. Because I said this from day one. When Liverpool, a driver would leave, a driver would come in, a driver would leave, a driver would come in. There was delays on the councils. They couldn't process the badges enough. So when 10 people left the trade, 10 people joined the trade through Sefton, Liverpool and Knowsley. Wolverhampton come in, which has streamlined the process, make the super fast. They haven't done nothing illegal. They're just doing they just kind of like took advantage of the ruling really to make loads of money, in my opinion. But the way it worked is where 10 people were leaving the trade, 10 people were coming in. Now 10 people are leaving the trade, 10 people are coming in from Liverpool, Knowsley and Sefton, and then 15 people are coming in from Wolverhampton. So then at one point you'd lose 10 drivers a week, but gain 25 drivers. And that's why it becomes saturated. And it ain't just Wolverhampton, there was loads of councils doing it. Knowsley's done it for years for Manchester, Sefton's done it for years for Manchester. So it's not just Wolverhampton, everyone blames Wolverhampton. It's not Wolverhampton Council, it's the rule of of the government. They played the game, that's exactly what they done. Nothing illegal. Delta wanted more drivers, so they went and got more drivers. Wolverhampton legally can't stop you having a plate. They have to always give a plate if you're allowed it. So they're just pumping them out legally, and that's what happened. Morning, guys. So that's where cross-border hiring and the flooding of outer area taxis ruined the game. Back in the day, mate, it was quite level. You'd always be quite level. Pre-COVID, pre-COVID it was. As soon as COVID come back, our councils really struggled. They looked for other options to get more drivers in, and that's what happened, really. Mad like when you think about it. It's a shame. It is just a shame because, like I said, the job used to be dead good. To have the likes and follows, guys, much appreciated. Yes, they did just play the game, mates. That's it. That's what they've all done. Wolverhampton's actually come out recently and said, guys, can you change the ruling? Because I don't think they want to be pumping out badges no more. But they legally can't. not pumped out the badge. So they come out saying, can we please sort out the rulings, guys? Mad, isn't it? Martin trying to work out what I said that YouTube didn't like. It hates me. Probably, mate. Phil, Delta were too slow to evolve with the apps. 100%. So Alpha were bringing in like cancellation fees. They were doing this. They were updating the system. They were buying smaller companies. They were expanding. One Call got a new app, Cab 9. It was very Uber-esque. They were trying to fight there, buying little companies up. Do you know what I mean? Delta like that. Uber's coming in, Delta's like that. And then 2 years later, Delta's still like that. Ah. And everyone just overtook them. Do you know what I mean? Passenger wise, what do you reckon, guys, in Liverpool? Passenger wise, who's the busiest? 100% Uber. But out the local companies, who do you think has got the most passenger volume in the Merseyside? I would say Alpha, then Visu, and then One Call and Delta's fighting it. Maybe Delta, then One Call. What do you reckon? I reckon Uber, Alpha, Visu, and only Visu because they're on the far edge of the city. Who decided cross-border ruined the trade? Night of drivers will go out today at cross-border. It's 2026, not 1976. No, it's not about cross-border. Is not the yeah. It's the not working outside the area. I'm on about the influx of badges. But in my opinion, mate, cross-border hiring when it went big time, that's what ruined the trade. Too many drivers come into area too quickly. Down to one Liverpool City Council and court because they never asked for the destination. Did they? Early days, Delta had a cracking app similar to Uber. Now they stopped investing. Probably that was their downfall. When's the last time you heard a Delta advert or seen a Delta advert? Do you know what I mean? Delta still having their own independent. Delta still having their own independent app in 2026, locking you into their phone and their Android. Having to call through to throw a job back, logging you out if you reject the job. It's just some of the reasons I'd never go back and went onto the cabs. Yeah, honestly, I think that they're still stuck in the ways, aren't they? They're still stuck in the old rules and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? That's why Alpha did advance because Alpha stopped doing stuff like that. Alpha started being a bit more flexible. Alpha was like, listen, if you want to work for other companies, just try not to mess about with our customers. Do you know what I mean? They never tried to stop or restrict drivers. They kind of moved on with the times. And that's why Alpha did grow like that. Where, like you're saying, Adam Delta just stuck in its ways, didn't it? Uber's just busiest all the time. They have the market. Yeah, 100%. One call was joined up, and I think that was there was too many people want to be the boss. To be honest, I haven't heard much of One Call. I don't know if One Call's still busy or what. But yeah, I think the problem with One Call is you got A1 taxis, you got C4 taxis, you got a Kirby place, haven't you? Sure, but I think four different companies all being the bosses of One Call, all wanting their own things. So yeah, yeah, I don't think One Call's been that strong over the years compared to the others. It's like saying you have a Liverpool passport and can't go and get a job in Manchester working in an office, although that might have merits. No, 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 it's not really, man. Let me try and think of a good example of what I'm trying to say. Can't think of an example. I can't think of an example. But what I'm trying to get at, there was a nice flow of new drivers coming in and new drivers going out. And there was a nice flow, a steady flow, it stayed balanced for years. That when you can go to a different council outside of your area to get more badges in the city area quickly, it becomes saturated, doesn't it? And that's what happened. When it was just the Merseyside badges bringing in drivers, there was backlogs, there was delays, there was shortages, there was problems. So when people were leaving and they were coming in, it was a delay. Do you know what I mean? It took me like originally like 6, 8 months to get my badge at Sefton. Took forever because of the backlogs. But then if you could go to Wolverhampton and get a badge in 2 weeks, there's another 100 drivers coming in where they shouldn't have been coming into the city because they would have been in a queue at Sefton Knowles New Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Delta management said they have stopped adverts due to not driver demand. They didn't want to waste money on adverts to get more customers if they didn't have the drivers. So is that what they done? They had the passengers, but they didn't have the drivers. My mate worked for Delta with Wolves badge. He said that he never done any courses. He didn't know any PH rules and regulations. He said that Wolves representative came to Bootle to register new applicants and explain the DBS medical need and need to come to collect the badge. Mate, so Wolverhampton now are quite strict. They're quite ruling and stuff like that. But originally, when they first come out, when people joke and say you could get a Wolverhampton badge in the packet of Kellogg's cornflakes, they weren't kind of wrong. There was hardly any tests. There was hardly any restrictions. And that's why a lot of the time you see a bad driver on the road, it's a Wolverhampton driver because they haven't gone through the same training and the process and effort as a local licensed driver. Do you get me? So that's a prime example. I heard all that at the start when Wolverhampton first come to Liverpool. You drive down and you come back with the badge in the same day. Do you know what I mean? It took me 6 months or whatever, 4 months to get my badge at Liverpool, and even longer at Sefton back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So I'd give my every penny I own to never have to go to Manchester again. So that does have some merit. To be honest, mate, the airport is an absolute joke at the moment. Manchester Airport, it's awful. Alpha did try and stop double lapping and lost the tribunal case. Yeah, yeah, they tried originally, mate, when Uber first launched. But when the Delta Uber battle, and we got classed as self-employed, or self-employed workers, that's when they stopped it. Martin, it's a restriction of work. Putin, Hitler, Pol Pot, all tried restricting people's work. They went well. Tell Martin, you're on one this morning, aren't you? Is that because you live in Sunderland, but you're got a Newcastle badge? Mr. Cross-Border Hiring. Can I get a Sefton in 6 weeks, Liverpool in a week, Nosey 7 months? Yeah, I've heard Sefton's got quicker now. I've heard Sefton's got quicker. Liverpool's quite. You can't get a Liverpool in a week. That's a lot of crap. Nosey 7 months is probably sarcasm. Jack the taxi man, cross-border jobs should only be allowed if the tips go back to your licensed area. If you don't get a job, you come back empty. Yeah, Jack, I think that's the best way. If Uber brought that out, I think that would be brilliant. If you got a job from Liverpool and you got a job into Manchester, you can stay online in Manchester as long as the job is returning back to your district. I know about councils and about work areas. So Uber app is split into regions: West Midlands, North West. I think the Uber app should be split into smaller regions. And if you go outside your region, you can only get a job back into your region. You can't drive to a different region and work it. I think that's what it should be. And the badge should be irrelevant. Now, where your home address is where your region is. Badge is irrelevant. I reckon that would be the best way forward for everyone. But Uber won't do it because it's not the best for Uber. Uber just wants passengers picking up. So why would they restrict how drivers pick up? It will not benefit them, will it? But if I was like an Uber double agent and I had any involvement in Uber, that's what I'd be pushing. I would literally be pushing that. And I think that's the best for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It stops the Manx driving to Liverpool to work Anfield. It stops the Scousers driving to Manchester to work Old Trafford. It stops the Birmingham and Wolverhampton lads working all over the country. Do you get me though? It just stops all that. And if we all didn't chase the busy surge or the busy times, we'd all actually have busy times to work. Back in the day, you could grind on the taxis, but you know that Liverpool's at home on Saturday. Can't wait for that. And it used to be consistently busy because no one used to come here to work. Same with Manchester, you'd work in Manchester, the dead hours would be grinding, but don't worry. Do you know what I mean? Ed Sheeran's on at the AO Arena or whatever. Be great on the weekend, but now it's not because everyone goes and works the big areas and the big arenas. Why anyone works the football is baffling. Connor, the football back in the day, mate, was brilliant. It was really, really, really good money. Now it's not. Used to live in Haydock, border of Merseyside. Next street was Greater Manchester. Yeah, Phil. Well, for that scenario, mate, you can take your pick, can't you? Do you know what I mean? In that scenario, you can take your pick, can't you? Or just see where you end up. Go online from your house and just see where you end up. That makes sense. Do you know what I mean? But driving from Birmingham to sleep in your car and work in Liverpool or Manchester is mental. Do you know what I mean? I've found people around ours asleep in the car. Do you know what I mean? And I've literally spoke to them. Go, yeah, what? You sleep? Lads, you okay? Yeah, just having a nap in my driving time. And they'll drive up from Birmingham or Manchester or anywhere, and they'll work Uber. When they get kicked off the driving time, they'll sleep for 6 hours in the car. Do you know what I mean? Swill the balls and the mackies, and then get back out and work whenever. So they can work whenever doing that. Because they're living and sleeping in the car, aren't they? It's madness, mate. Madness. I wouldn't even know how to, Adam. Give you a kick, Adam. Oh, you're on kick. Yeah, but I'm not on kick. I'm using the stream labs chat. I mean, if I go to kick, I should be able to access it then. But I'm not on kick. I'm just using the Streamlabs software, which pulls the comments through. When yeah, I've deleted them. Yeah, I've deleted them. Making noise, I thought it was being abducted by. Why? What noise? I didn't hear no noise. I have a Sunderland badge. I will have you know. 48 hours up here if you have all your paperwork ready. So you have a Sunderland badge. Sorry, Martin. So you have a Sunderland badge, and where do you live, mate? Sunderland. I'm pretty sure you have a Durham badge. Or you work in Durham. Adam Knowsley, 9 months myself. Wow, Knowsley is struggling, mate. Knowsley's struggling with the renewals and everything now. Harvard Eye doesn't fall under that. Hackney's rules. Yeah, David, what they're trying to say is they're trying to say just a little bit of a restriction just to stop people driving out of area to on purposely work. I'm not saying you shouldn't get a job out of area and come back. That makes sense. That's the whole point of dead hours, dead miles and stuff like that. But it should stop people driving to a different area, working the busy time, and then driving home. I think you should be able to work anywhere on Uber. They need to remove the geo fence. Bolt haven't got one. Work somewhere, no idea where after dropping at money. I don't know. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Uber should be allowing you to work anywhere? Or do you think they need smaller regions or bigger regions? Let me know in the comments. And I'll try and get back to them. If you're watching on TikTok, try and get over to Twitch, Kick, Facebook, or YouTube. I can see comments on my big screen then. What's the strike about today? Never heard of today. Is someone created a picture and it got picked up by like the news and stuff like that of the strike today, 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. I didn't mention on my channels because I just knew it ain't gonna work, so it's pointless. But yeah, there's a strike today, but no one's striking. Maybe the Scotland stopped cross-border hiring up here, but being able to get a trip back from Glasgow would be great. Go on then, Jack. How was yours work, mate? Can you explain to the people how your cross-border hiring has stopped in Uber? So Scotland stopped it. So Scotland government or whatever has stopped Uber from the cross-border hiring. So how was it stopped in Scotland, please? Because we might follow suit. Bolts, last time I worked Bolts, they only let you work in one area. Bolts, UK-wide. If you're in a Wolverhampton badge and Bolts, you can work in the whole country. You can work in London and everything. It's crazy, mate. Even the TFL haven't blocked it. So private hire did work like that. and Delta stopped asking destinations. Ah, okay. Man, real, yep, work the M62 corridor. Strikes do nothing. Yep. Sunderland badge, work Newcastle, Durham, Teesside, Northumberland. Ah, man, you cross-border hiring scumbag. They managed to, on kick, thank you. They managed to mess it up enough with the geo fencing, remove it, it won't make any difference. True. Imagine a UK badge. Wow. Adam, I got a question as I'm a new driver. Always refused up to now, but if you had four adults and one baby, they still cannot get in the car, can they? As one driver was saying they can, as it's a baby in arms, and I can't see where that being true. Adam, can you find out the driver that told you that and give him a cheeky slap? That would be fantastic. That is highly illegal, mate. It's not who's sitting in seats, it is who's alive in your car. Human beings. Do you know what I mean? If four people got on one seat and you had three available seats, it's still illegal to fill those seats. It's not bums on seats, it's lives in your car. So you could have one adult with three babies on the single seat. Obviously, legal or not, I don't care. What I'm trying to get at is it's not bums on seats, it's lives, it's heartbeats. Do you know, I've had it loads, mate, where people try and get in a minibus, seven passengers, and there's one of them carrying a baby. And you go, whoa, you got a baby, like underneath the thing. Oh, yeah, got a baby. You're like, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, plus the baby is eight. Get out. Throw the baby on the curb. Oh, don't throw the baby in the curb. But you get me? Get out the car and book a nine-seater so you got eight passengers. Or one adult can walk home. Do you know what I mean? It happens all the time, Adam. Very sneaky. I got one, and it was I was working nights and bevied, and one just literally all I pulled up and you all the doors opened and you all piled in there quick and you're all messing about and being at cut and it looked like that and the one was in the footwell behind the passenger. So there's three in the back, one next to me, and there's one in the footwell. An adult like, but it was just like a small adult, just like hiding in the back behind the passenger seat. Sneaky, sneaky. Luke, London tests are harder, so no otherwise the ones who can't pass will get a license somewhere else, and London will be flooded with drivers. Luke, that's exactly what's happening all while. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool license is quite difficult to get, but you can work in Liverpool with all badges from all different councils. Some are easier, some are harder. It's crazy. Jack, I heard worse ideas. Man, I can't believe you're supporting the UK badge. No cross-border hiring or nothing. It's crazy, mate. Uber should be limited drivers, should get more for higher mileage. Uber will never limit drivers, mate. Because Uber doesn't know where the drivers are working. For one, you can have a driver in Birmingham working in Manchester or wherever, the Lake District, Blackpool. You just can't gauge where they're going to be working, so you can't tell if it's going to be busy or not. They are just going to get drivers, and then they're just going to, as long as the passengers are covered, that's okay. Oh yeah, Jack. If you get a trip, say West Lothian, mate, mate, I'm reading this out. Could you just said like a different place that sounds easy to say, like Glasgow or something? But okay, if you get a trip, say to West Lothian, you won't get any jobs back if you try to log on outside of your licensed area. It won't let you. Okay, so Jack, Edinburgh private hire is only Edinburgh city centre can work it. Glasgow is only Glasgow private hire can work Glasgow. Is that true? When you change your car with Liverpool, do they charge you a transfer plate to transfer the plate? I think so, mate. It's not much though, but I think they do. Can't remember who. It was just a random guy saying no. Yeah, and Adam, it's a joke, mate. Don't fall for it, mate. Oh, 100%, mate. Just don't fall for it. That's why people follow me, lad. So hit the follow button if you haven't already, Adam. My advice is wisdom. Well, as long as I know the answer. Normally, I don't always know the answer. Martin, missing the point, mate. In no other industry would they say, sorry, you can't work here because you live somewhere else. right? But there'll be other industries that'll go, oh no, sorry, you can't work here because there's enough people working here. You can't merge industries when different industries have different problems. Do you know what I mean? So if I go to Amazon now, they'll just keep employing Amazon staff from any area, as many as they need, because they can't say no. It's different. They have regulations and restrictions in applying for a job. There's no regulation, there's no restrictions. They can't say no and turn down a private hire badge. So there's got to be a regulation or a structure to control how many drivers are in how many areas. Do I have to follow? Do you know what I mean? There's got to be restrictions somewhere. So if you've got no restriction, you've got no restriction for how many drivers are being platformed. You've got no restriction of where they come from. You've got no restriction of where they work. There's zero restriction. There's just going to be tens of thousands of drivers, mate, everywhere. Saturated. It's already saturated now. Do you know what I mean? But look at Scotland. To work in Glasgow, you got to be a Glasgow private hire. Do you know what I mean? Glasgow can look at that and go, hold on a minute. Slow this process down a bit. There's loads of drivers. Do you know what I mean? You can't compare the private hire industry, Martin, to another employment job. London packed already. TFL have two English tests and a tropical test. I would say it's not hard, but if English is not your first language, it's not easy. Most fail. Yeah, 100%, mate. Martin, tell a builder, because he's got his ticket to Newcastle, he can't work on a building site in Manchester. Yeah, but if there's jobs available in Manchester, he can go over and work. You know what I mean? It's different. It's 100% different because that building site won't allow 100,000 builders to build the one house, would they? Do you know what I mean? You're comparing a regulated job to an unregulated job. So you're saying you can't tell a builder to not work in Manchester. If the work is in Manchester and he can legally work in the building site, go, hold on a minute, no more work for you. Where he lives is irrelevant, isn't it? But if you're saying that same rule, but the building site can't say no to builders, you're going to let 10,000 builders work on one house. Should you all share 5 brick each? Do you know what I mean? Builders are capped, builders are controlled. The builder's ticket might not be area defined, but the building site controls how many builders are on site. There's no regulation of how many drivers can work in Liverpool. So if you've got out of town areas working in Liverpool with no cap, survival of the fittest. Oh God, man. Two chances only to pass, or you have to pay again too. Yeah, heavy. I've heard the TFL is quite tough, to be honest. Yes, on Uber. General rule is if you pick up anywhere along the trips ending back into Edinburgh, so if you have a Glasgow pickup on DM Airport transfers, they are coming to Edinburgh, I can do it. Right, I get you. So it's a little bit like the way our Hackneys work to a certain degree, but they would be fully licensed and DB passed. Survival of the fittest. Jack, the Glasgow capped the cars being plated. Edinburgh's talking about it, nothing's happened. That's what I mean. Jack, if there's regulation with how many drivers, someone's looking at the jobs and going, right, in this area, all these jobs are getting whatever covered. Let's slow down the process of the badges. Let the lads have a bit of dough. You know what I mean? A little bit of work. Only more badges. We'll open more badges up. Whatever. Someone's regulating it to make sure it's a balanced trade. Then it would work. The builders, you're saying builders can go anywhere in the UK, but it's regulated with work. They're not going to let 400 builders on one house. Do you know what I mean? So for an unregulated trade, as in like anyone can work anywhere, get your plate anywhere, do anywhere, work with whatever company, how many jobs you want to do, there's nothing at all. At least a region, if they had regions, They can just restrict it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I know Uber outside of the Wolverhampton region is a lot better than Uber with the Wolverhampton region. Martin's saying he wants it all open everywhere. I can more or less guarantee you do not want that. Because if you were open to everywhere, yous would have the Wolverhamptons as well, flooding your areas. Sheffield's quite small, only a couple of councils that work Sheffield region. They moan that they can't pick up at Manchester Airport on Uber, but the Wolverhampton can't come to your age. Do you know what I mean? I'm on about Wolverhampton they've streamlined the processes of giving badges out. So anywhere where Wolverhampton can work is saturated. Like I said, this is only my opinion, guys. Do you know what I mean? Matt, if your Uber narrowed the areas down, would it make it better? Just say Merseyside. Mate, when Uber didn't include West Midlands, it was just Liverpool and Manchester. It was brilliant. Myself personally, I think Liverpool, Shea, Warrington and Manchester, I reckon that'd be a better region. Do you know what I mean? But when West Midlands joined the Northwest region, so Wolverhampton could work and have somewhere to go as an R region, that's when the game got saturated on Uber. Do you know what I mean? I've spoke to so many drivers outside of our region and they're ticking over, mate. I've seen big surge. They look at the surge and I'm like, I haven't seen surge like that in years here. Do you know what I mean? Because the Wolverhampton can't touch it. I'm not on about the drivers, guys. I'm on about the license processes. I'm on about, at the moment, Martin in the northeast. You say you got Durham, Sunderland, and Newcastle. They're all bringing badges into your area. Some are quicker, some are slower. But you've got them badges coming into your area. Your drivers leaving your area. You got badges coming into your area. Now, what happens if they allow Wolverhampton to get badges there? Then you've got four licensing authorities throwing badges into your area while only a few are leaving. But Wolverhampton are a lot faster, 3 times faster than all your current councils. Are you telling me you want that? Because that's where you get flooded. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to get at. So you're saying you'd love it free and open, and you wouldn't want it free and open. I'm telling you, for someone who's in the region of a saturated market, I do not think you'd want it open. The only people who said you want it open are the ones that aren't in this region. We'd love it open because you could take some of them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get at. Aye, mate. All right, Matty, Emmanuel. That's all, mate. Matt, the tests are different. A lot of people lost their licenses when English come in here, so the tests have to be the same everywhere to allow cross-city workings. Ah, okay. Should have a Merseyside plate, must be registered and live in Merseyside. David, that could be coming. I don't know about the rules of working in Merseyside still with other plates, but I think the Merseyside plate is coming when the Transport Authority kicks in. In Belfast, the drivers are licensed the same, but the car is classed as ABC. A being ordinary private hire, B being black hackney, and C being Uber and wedding cars. That's mad, Tony. I have a few Irish people hopping in here, and yet they've said the same. Why didn't he put Uber with the A? It's weird, isn't it? How are you getting your drivers on? I'm based in Mansfield, Wolverhampton plated. I'm not, mate, at the moment, thank you. My Chihuahua Blue and Cocos and 7382. That's a big name. But my Chihuahua, London is busy. Gatwick over 60 drivers. 135 at Heathrow. No one's to help each other and make it better for everyone. Yeah. Jack, the taximan, Edinburgh is saturated. The cars, 4,000 is the highest plate number. Something needs to be done to slow the process down. Maybe the course in Edinburgh will help. I'll find out when I need to sit it later. So, Jack, the Edinburgh is that cross-border hiring come in, but they won't cap the plates. Sesko, Matty, you have nailed it. February 2022, Uber allowed Wolves drivers to work in the Northwest, and that's where the earnings reduced dramatically. That's on Uber. 100% Sesko. Like I said, mate, our work regions were restricted in the slow process of badges. Do you know what I mean? That's what made the issue. It was the slow process of badges made the work stay neutral. Soon as you introduced more badges from different areas, I'm not about out of town area working. I'm not about scousers getting badges. I'm not about people living in Liverpool getting badges. Do you know what I mean? Man, it would balance out one national badge, one set of tests, card requirements. It would all be balanced out eventually. Yes, Martin, that would happen. That would happen to a certain degree, mate. But I just don't know how it's going to transfer to that because of whatever. Do you know what I mean? But at the moment, mate, we share. So as you know, Wolverhampton has got more private hire badges than the rest of the councils in the UK. Probably not true, but it's close. It's got like a high percentage. If someone can get the facts for me, Wolverhampton has got like one of the highest percentage of private hire badges in the UK of drivers, maybe outside of London, right? We share that region with them. So those drivers are working in Manchester, working in Liverpool on Uber. They don't share any other region. Sheffield are like, oh, we're busy this morning because you've only got Sheffield badges. That's dead hard to get and a few outer area badges nearby. Does anyone know? 70,000 drivers. Does anyone know? Is there 70,000 drivers? But I'm saying, like, if you got a list of how many licensed private hire drivers there are in the UK, is Wolverhampton the largest? Let me see if I can Google it. Which council has the highest amount of private hire drivers? Does anyone know the actual facts? Yeah, so they had 50,000 drivers in 2024. So I think it must be up to 70, 80,000, mustn't it? So as an example, TfL has got 100,000 drivers that I've just read online, and that's London. Wolverhampton is the size of a quaver compared to London, has got nearly similar amount of private hire badges. Innit? London has got 100,000 badges. Wolverhampton. London's like Wolverhampton. And Wolverhampton's nearly got the same amount of like, drivers, and you're telling me there's not a problem. And we share our region with them. We share our region with them. And that's the problem. The reason we joined them is because the drivers had nowhere to go. So the councils or Uber or someone got involved and they actually done something to make our region join them. It's not their fault, it's the council. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm not blaming councils, I'm not blaming drivers, I'm not blaming anyone like that. I'm just talking about the situation, mate. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not. It's have to follow, mate. I'm not blaming anyone, honestly. By the way, has the noise gone down now? Did I fix that? It's a bit quiet, I can't hear. Let me put it up. Can you still hear that? No caps, they keep pushing it to vote on it. They just up the fees and introduce the two courses. Edinburgh did. So Edinburgh's trying to make it more difficult, but no cap. The problem you got with the cap, um, I'm guessing, is people sit on the plates. Currently, I haven't worked for 2 months and I'm plated private eye. So it'll be hard to cap. I don't know how they're going to cap it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, in America, there's like Uber Eats, but it's people. It's mad. It's mad how they legally got away with that. Wonder if Trump fancies annexing Wolverhampton. David, again, people of Merseyside could easily change the outcome instead of striking with Uber, get down to local council building, put it on them. I'm pretty sure, David, they can't stop it, matey. I think they all want to stop it. As an example, look at Andy Burnham in Manchester. He wants to stop it, but he can't. He's got no power to stop it. And that's the problem. Andy Burnham would kick every outer area taxi out of Manchester tomorrow if he legally could. But he can't. Legislation and law, mate. Councils cannot say no to a new private hire badge, even if they know there's too many. They can't legally say no. They've got to keep providing them. Yeah? And councils have got no authority to what goes on in their city with the private hire game. TfL and the mayor, he has control of London. Outside of London, we got no control. The government controls all our rules and regulations for the private hire industry. London, the mayor, I think the mayor, is it the mayor controls TfL rules in London? I don't get it, mate. Striking won't do anything. Yeah, the strike's done and done. We're done my cross-border hiring now, mate. But even that's going to be a little bit, do you know what I mean? Hi, mate, I was work now, left the UK over a year ago. Did you? Where'd you leave it to? Nice. There's no update on the strike, mate. There's no strike. It's not happening. It's not happening. It is not happening, my friends. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day soon because I've got about 1 billion messages and notifications to get through. Emails, the works. Bulgaria, where you originally from? Nice. I've heard this is. I'm not even messing with it. I've heard and I've seen online. Like the Polish come here for years to work, haven't they? The Polish are brilliant grafters, mate. Grafters. I've worked with a few Polish over the years. And absolute grafters, mate. And the country is in that bad of a state that the Polish are leaving and go back to Poland. How mad's that? That is mad, isn't it? The Polish, mate, are grafters. And we're losing the Polish now because the country's that bad. They're going back to Poland. You know it's a bad sign, innit, when your immigrants are leaving. Same reason here, mate. I was driving over 90 hours a week. So you gone back to Bulgaria and you got a better lifestyle back home, mate, have you? Yeah? Mad, innit? Next month there's a strike. Is there? Oh, thanks for the new follow. Much appreciated. Yeah, there's no strike now. No strike at all, mate. 14th and 15th. Who's organising this? The 14th and 15th of February. Are you telling me they're organising a strike on Valentine's? Mate, we done a strike last year on Valentine's. And it was the worst Valentine's ever. Most of the Uber driver. Stop it, lad. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant news, mate. All the best for you, lad. You and your family. So you want to strike on a Saturday and a Sunday, Valentine's weekend. I can more or less guarantee you right now, guys, without even seeing it, that strike's not happening. You're going to get no strikers involved there. No chance. Guys, by the way, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button. I will be leaving soon because I'm starving. Uber drivers' wives organising a strike, so we have to take them out. Mate, 100%. The taxi drivers and the private hire companies are organising the strikes. Imagine Valentine's and no Uber. The Hackney drivers would be flying, mate. Press and Union will be here. Where, mate? Give me some, mate. You can't just make up a comment like that. Yeah. Strike. What was it? Strike 14th and 15th. Let me put in Google. Feb. Uber. No, nothing in Google, mate. Nothing in Google. Nothing in the news. Only last year's Valentine's strike. Mate, the strike last year, mate, in Valentine's, we proved it live on all my social media. It never happened. It was on TikTok. Must be true, lad. Must be true. Stop listening to social media and people just sort out strikes. Just stop it. Oh my God. It happened last Valentine's with the unions. I know. How did that go? Was the unions involved in the last Valentine's strike? And how did that go? What's changed? It's worse. Mate, yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening, mate. Hackneys love it when we strike. You see them flying on Scotty. That's what I mean. Honestly, I reckon the Hackney drivers are like that. Hey, when should we get them to all strike? February. Valentine's. I've been a bit skint, and I love working Valentine's. Let's get the strike. What are we not happy with? The rates. Okay. What else are we not happy with, Hackney drivers? Oh, their commission. Okay. ChatGPT, please create the image. Oh, do you want to show you like quick now how easy is it to organise a strike? ChatGPT, um, can you create a banner promoting a nationwide Uber strike? Yeah, 14th of Feb, so no one can go out and celebrate Valentine's because Uber drivers want better pay. I don't like love. Let's get to it. Right, by the way, guys, sorry. TikTok, you're missing out on this. You got to come over to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook to see it. Let's have a look. Generating, let's go, kids. Let's have a go. Let's go to strike. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Strike incoming, guys. Let's read it. Nationwide Uber strike, February the 14th. No rides, no romance. Fair pay for drivers, Uber strike, no love. Uber drivers on strike, no Uber, no dates, no fun. We demand better pay. Shall I send it to you? I'll send it to you if you want it. You can throw it on your TikTok. Easy as that, guys. Stop listening to social media. Great picture, by the way. That is a really good picture for ChatGPT. You take my share my jobs 100%, mate. 100%. In Birmingham, drivers are blocking roads, and any driver that was seen doing Uber or Bolt were getting the cars blocked off in the middle of the road. Mate, you got a good chance, lad, getting your head punched in if that happened to Liverpool. Another driver stopping me working as a self-employed job is absolutely mental. Like mental, mate. Did it? Can't believe it. Honestly, innit, guys? So listen, I've just proved to you that creating an image and putting it on social media is not a good way to organise a strike. A1, Matty, love the content. Keep it up, brother. Thank you very much, mate. Listen, it's 25 to 12. It's died off a bit, slowed down a little touch. Not many comments coming in, so I'm going to call it a day, and I'm going to have some dinner. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. I've got a good little car review, the BYD Seal Estate coming in at 5 p.m. tonight on YouTube. So make sure you go and give me a subscribe there. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's been about to stream as per usual. I'll be back Monday, 10 a.m. And I might change the subject next week of cross-border hiring. It was pretty interesting there. I took part in every strike apart from this one today, Matty. Couldn't see the points. Dave, pointless, mate. Pointless, mate. All strikes. Just jib them. I've had enough of them. Right, guys, it's been emotional. Thank you much for tuning in. See you. Bye. Bye. It's not going off. Bye. Bye. Has that stopped? Right, guys.